It is another week in the books with the OndeckTV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown.
This week we are talking about Wayne drops his last studio album since the last one, Funeral. A Chicago rapper is sentenced to 99 years for the murder of his mom, and Chance the Rapper is back on TV with Punk'd. But first, following Puff's Black Excellence speech at the Grammys, Mase took it upon himself to go to Instagram and call Puff out about the lack of black excellence that he was putting out there in the universe. Mase goes on this long rant about what Puff didn't do for him and what he offered him for his publishing. Do you think that Puff is not showing black excellence by keeping Mase's publishing from him?
Man, if what he is saying is true, that he offered to buy his publishing back $2 million cash, and Puff said, nope, not at all. I've got offers from other people. That ain't enough. You're going to need to come with some more bread. And that he is really holding his shit hostage like he claims to be, then Puff is tripping. Because, yes, he is out here talking a whole lot of shit. I'm changing my name to Brother Love. I'm all about black excellence. I'm giving speeches at the Rock Nation brunch. All of that shit. And you doing your man. Mace supposed to be your man.
Mace not his man.
He's supposed to be his man. It's supposed to be the Bad Boy family. That's what they call themselves.
No.
He's not. If this is how you treat family, I hate how you treat everybody else.
Sounds good. Sounds good when Mace said it, but let's be real here, folks. Mase ran off with the bag on Puff. Let's be perfectly clear here. When Mase was in his height of stardom, he went to go be a preacher in Atlanta.
That's true.
Cameron has said this. We know this. We've seen this happen. Now, one of the most important things, in my opinion, in this paragraph that he posted to Puff was, I wanted to wait till I got to a place where I was financially situated and I wouldn't let that be the burden of this. So me reading this and saying, hey, you're financially situated. If I'm Puff, I'm taking this as disrespect. Don't come to me offering me below market value for something that clearly is worth more than $2 million if we're talking about this, especially if I got a better offer on the table. While he say it's not black excellence for Puff to do what he did, it's also not black excellence for him to give Mase a break. Mase left Puff hanging out to dry like a long time ago. And Mase, he's also familiar with chucking his friends as he tries to charge Cameron $40,000 to appear in the horse and carriage video when he first got signed. And when Cam asked him about it, he was like, I mean, this is just business. Puff is doing what everyone else does in the music business. And they say, well, he's black, he shouldn't. Well, if that was the case, then Puff wouldn't be worth $1 billion. You don't get to be worth $1 billion by doing favors for your homeboy and making sure that he's okay just because he felt wrong at one point in his career. If you wanted a better deal, Mase, you should have negotiated a better deal. That's black excellence.
Mase got his money right, so now he's ready to go to war. Shout out to Tupac. Can't go to war if you ain't got your money right. He got his money right. Now he's ready to go. First of all, I didn't even know Mase had an Instagram until now. That's first and foremost. So this might have all been a ploy to get his IG popping, because who in the hell, he ain't got no verified check, bro. Oh, no, wait, no, he do now. He do now. He didn't when I looked at it at first.
That's not true.
Now he does all of a sudden.
That's not
magically
true.
You mention Puff, you get a lot of attention.
You should thank Puff.
Now all of a sudden you got the blue check and shit. RSVP Mase on Instagram, who the fuck knew that, dude? Nobody knew that he was on IG. This was smart for him to get attention on his page. He probably gonna do something with it now. Watch him drop something. Watch.
Nobody wants to hear that. Like, nobody wants to hear, like, and that's the whole thing when he's talking about, he tried to bring the black excellence thing into it, which is my biggest problem now, because he bullshitting. Like, you pulling that preacher shit on us, my nigga. Come on. Like, if you're talking about, oh, well, you should be doing this and you should give me this, like I said in my previous statement, you ran off on Puff. Your album with the Bad Boy collection is going to be worth a lot more money than you, who doesn't even have a verified check on Instagram, as you said. What are you gonna do with the Harlem World track? What are you gonna do with that stuff? You gonna sit on it? You gonna listen to it in your house?
What is Puff gonna do with it?
Puff can always do a relaunch, a 20-year. Puff can come out tomorrow and say, hey, I'm doing Harlem World again 20 and sell more than Mase could do with a brand new song. Like releasing an old track. Like Puff just got that brand. that album is a part of that brand. For him to sell that album out of that brand, it makes no sense. And I hate the fact that Mase getting on here acting like or using the fact that Puff did get over on people in the past to try to sway people. Nah, my nigga, you did bad business and you trying to get up for it. Nah.
I think it's just that it's been 25 years. He like, bro, you've been raping me for 25 years. Man. Can I finally get some
Publishing reverts back to you when you're 50 years old. He got 8 years. Sit on them for 8 years, my nigga. I'm not like, why
Mase, I'm with you, bro.
Why would I do that if I'm Puff? I ain't taking no L for Mase. All this money you cost me, nigga, you running off want to preach? Get the fuck out of here. You still owe me money, dude. He owed Puff from the time that he left Bad Boy and went to G Unit. That's what Puff and 50 was beefing about that time. Like, come on, man. Mase owe Puff plenty of money.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Hopefully he get his money. I don't need to see that. It's 2020, man. It's Black History Month. We don't need to start off with Mase and 50. Yeah, I mean, Mase and Puff beefing.
This ain't beef. He teaching him a lesson, my nigga. Puff ain't even responded. It ain't no beef. I'm gonna teach your black ass, and she want to know about black excellence. I'm gonna teach you.
Speaking of 50 Cent, man, last Thursday, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson was the latest entertainer to be awarded his very own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He held a star-studded ceremony with rare public appearances by Eminem and Dr. Dre. My question is, 50 deserving of the star?
Yes, because what you have to do to get a star is produce something iconic, get rich or die trying, promise that you want one, raise $30,000, wow the selection committee, fight for prime real estate of your star, throw a massive party.
Okay.
The selection of the star goes to the Chamber of Commerce for the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. You submit to them that you want one, and you go through this whole thing. And if you're a big enough star, they give it to you. 50 is a big enough star. I could see why he wants one, because he's super washed. Nothing else that he's going to do is going to get this type of gathering. If he had a concert, anything like that, no one's going to come. So, hey, people can see him washed on Hollywood Boulevard getting a star. I think it's the perfect place for where he is in his career.
Yeah.
This fits 50.
Shout out to 50. I was questioning this at first. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know if he's deserving of a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but then I did look it up. You need to only be famous for 5 years, and then you pay that 30 bands fee, and you know, okay, cool. For the record, too, you have to have an unchallengeable expertise in either TV, music, movies, live theater, or radio. That's fair. He had a nice run, and then he milking the hell out of his power. That's getting a lot of clout. His new show on ABC starts this week, so he doing big boy things, and I'm not mad at him. He hasn't been in a good movie acting ever.
I think this is just for music. It's got to be just for music.
Don't do Power any kind of way. They're 6, 7 seasons deep.
Power any type of way possible.
Oh my God.
It's some slaw.
It's popular though.
Okay. I don't think that's the reason. Like if he just had done Power, he wouldn't have a star.
I wonder if Eminem or Dr. Dre have stars. I didn't look that up.
Dr. Dre does. I don't know if Eminem does. I have a hard time seeing Eminem submit for it. Maybe Paul.
That's true. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, maybe Paul submitted it. Yeah,
this shit. That's true.
2 fucks. I'm surprised he's there.
I couldn't believe he made it.
That's a nice.
He'll never come out the house.
Yeah.
Never.
He look like he never comes out of the house. Is that a Kango head he got on?
Nah, real quick. Did you see the dude yell "fuck Ja Rule" while 50 was giving his speech?
What 50? Nah, I ain't see that. What 50 say?
Nah. He kind of chuckled and kept it moving.
That's funny. 50 planted him too. He thought that was gonna go viral. All right, next. So what we have here is one of the weirdest stories that we've seen in a long time. Chicago rapper Kwame Wilson.
Young QC.
Wilson, Young QC from Chicago. Previously, they had charged him with the murder of his mother to get the insurance money and the $80,000, I think, that was in her bank account. His mother was a popular salon owner in Chicago. What do you think is the craziest part of this story? That he did it, or that he thought he would get away with it?
Man, as bad as I want to say that this is shocking, bro, people do clown shit for clout daily on social media. He's not the first person to kill their parent for insurance money. Damn, unfortunately. Well, no, that happens.
First rapper to do it, bro.
He's the first. Now look, he's the first person to do it, to try to fund a rap career with it. And if you looked up any of his music, he wasn't going. You have all the money in the world, fam. Like his shit wasn't going nowhere. I looked up 2 videos. They were complete trash. He made $90,000 off of it. He got
off the videos.
No. The insurance policy. He got $90K. This shit is wild, man. It happened back in 2013. He's only 30 now. He just now got sentenced for it.
99 years.
99 years for him, 100 years for the gunman. The gunman said that he was offered $3,500 for the murder, and he went to go do it. It's just bananas, dog.
I read a little bit about this after we seen this and came to the conclusion that we were going to be talking about it. What it seems like that happened, because they did put this guy on the stand, and he said that no one loved his mother more than he did.
Right.
From the setup and just reading back in the case, it seemed like that guy that you're talking about, the gunman, convinced this Kwame Wilson guy, because he seemed like a kid that I don't know if this killing my mom really crossed his head.
Yeah.
But it was initially supposed to be a robbery.
Right. That's what that's what QC said though.
Exactly. The guy, the rapper guy said this, and the gunman had 3 or 4 different stories. It went from we got there and someone there, and I got to fighting with the guy there, which was the mom's boyfriend. At first they said the mom's boyfriend shot her. Then they said, oh, I wasn't in there when the gun went off. Then it was I shot her to make sure that everybody was gonna go down if I was gonna go down. Sounds like to me that they planned the robbery, rob this guy's mom, and it went bad. Yeah, they didn't know the mom's boyfriend was gonna be there, and this guy just got caught up in the whirlwind. The headline is deceiving, I would say. I don't think that he killed his mother for the insurance money. I think, like I said, a robbery was set up and then it just spiraled out of control from there. But it is disgusting to even put your mom in that situation.
Obviously. The reason they say that is because he took to YouTube and he had a couple of viral videos where he was in the hood throwing money up and all of that. 3 days later or something of that nature, he went and withdrew $20,000, and he said it was for his fans and just threw the $20,000 in the air. Bro.
People grieve in different ways.
Stop.
And I ain't shooting this nigga no bill, because planning to rob your mom is sick in itself. But I don't think that he meant for this to happen, which don't make it right or wrong. But I think the headline is my biggest problem, is being deceived.
What's nuts is his dad is currently serving a life sentence for murder.
Chicago.
Yeah.
It's generational.
Yeesh.
Nasty.
Nah, he a clown though. Next up, man, we've got 2 rappers with 2 new TV show gigs, man. Chance the Rapper has been tapped to host the throwback MTV show Punk'd, and Peter Gunz is set to host the throwback TV show Cheaters. Which one of these is must-see TV?
Fam, I couldn't think of a better person to host I'm just joking. Punk'd than Chance. And that being, after Chance punking, you be like, this motherfucker, like, look at him. Tell me you're not gonna want to punch Chance after he punked you. Like, he is the perfect person, and I can't wait to see it go awry on one of the episodes when someone gets too mad because Chance is punking them. Peter Gunz on the other chain, I didn't even know the Cheater still came on. From what I'm seeing online, he's the perfect person for this, because he had like 8 baby mamas or something, or he cheated on 8 baby mamas or something wild like that. But I ain't checking for Peter Gunz or Cheaters in the least, but I am checking for that Chance and Punk, because I do feel like that would be funny, and they picked the perfect person for it.
What's funny is Chance has been punking all of us with his music career ever since he came out.
The biggest Chance hater in America.
You're right. This makes 1,000% sense for him to host this show, because I promise you that nigga's music is garbage and he's been punking us this entire time. But listen to me. You get Peter Gunz on Cheaters. Now this is how you kick off Black History Month, dude. You get you a black host on Cheaters. This is gonna be fucking hilarious, dude. That's all we've been wanting, is a black host on Cheaters. This is must-see TV.
No one's wanted that, fam.
No, Cheaters is still funny.
No, it's not. No one watches that. No one wanted to see that.
That's more classic than
Punk'd. Why? You know how I know? Because Peter Gunz is on there. Nobody wants to see Peter Gunz. Nobody wants to watch that show. Combine the two together, it's even more unwatchable.
For the record, he has 10 kids.
Oh,
he is rumored to be expecting his 11th with his 19-year-old girlfriend.
With his 19-year-old girlfriend.
And Peter Gunz is old. For anybody that doesn't know, Corey Gunz is his son, and he's older than the girlfriend.
Damn, man. I wonder how her parents feel about that. Talking about Punk'd.
His pull-out game, Trizash.
10 kids?
That's
dating
nuts.
a 19-year-old? You got 11 kids.
This is better than, what was he on, Love and Hip Hop?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. First of all, you watched Love and Hip Hop. Stop. I don't know. I have no idea. Nigga, you know what he was on.
I know that's Peter Gunz's dad. I know he's Peter Gunz
Corey
Sr.
Gunz. Yeah.
Exactly. I have no idea who these people are. But I do know Chance, and I know that Punk'd is going to ride.
I'm skipping that. 100%. I see Megan Thee Stallion on the commercial. She going to be on there. She's punking everybody right now with their G-Eazy relationship.
It's my Ondeck of the week.
Shout out.
Spoiler alert.
Hey, if y'all believe that shit.
Go G-Eazy.
Hey, man, don't go nowhere. We're going to come back. We're talking this Wayne funeral album.
Flashback. This is Flock, man. I stay on that, man. Hey. If it don't look like this, you ain't on deck, man. This is OndeckTV from Ondeck Walker, man.
Man, we are back. See OndeckTV podcast. Your man, Animal Brown.
I am Spike Lou.
Man, we are talking Lil Weezy, his new album, latest album, The Funeral, dropped on Friday. A lot of people were talking about this. I'm going to keep it real. I was going to skip this. I'm going to keep, in terms of reviewing it, like going in depth, we were actually going to split this with another album, but I had so many people hitting me up talking about this Wayne. I was like, all right, maybe we got to put some respect on his name, as you said during your Freestyle Friday, and give him a full review all to himself. What was
you tried to mix it with Yo Gotti? How did it even happen?
Because a lot of people were hitting me about Yo Gotti too, though. Like people were checking for those two albums strong this weekend.
Just a little bit about Yo Gotti before we get into it, since we ain't gonna review it here. Just a thought. That album, one of the things most remarkable that I took away from it, you can go back to Yo Gotti's first album, and he's still the same guy. And usually that's a bad thing. But for him, and you see people like, and this is not a shot, but you see people like Jeezy, you see people like Ross, T.I., they've struggled with maintaining their relevance because they're such big stars. Gotti, on the other hand, has maintained one lane. He done 100 miles per hour in that lane from start to finish, and that's commendable. Like, even listening to this album, it still sounds like the first Yo Gotti that you heard, just growner.
That's true.
With more in-depth, like boss-like conversation. That shit is good to me.
Shout out to Gotti, man. We'll have to get a review up for that, man. Maybe on Patreon. Shout out to patreon.com/realview. Y'all check that out.
Y'all go sign up for that Patreon, man. Some good stuff over there.
Absolutely, man. Back to this Wayne, The Funeral. What expectations did you have going into this when it dropped?
Expectations weren't very high. I wasn't skipping it like you said. One of the things that I noticed, and I said this I think in my Freestyle Friday, when Kobe passed tragically, it made me think of Wayne for some reason, and it made me think of him in the sense of the greatness and what he's dedicated to rap. So even in a sense, I wasn't really waiting on this album. I did want to celebrate him as an icon and show him a little bit more respect for what he's done. And man, been rapping since he was 11.
Yeah, professionally
rapping with like a big major group since he was 11 years old. And sometimes people, he kind of gets a lot of backlash for not paying attention to what's going on, and it's like being in his own world. But Wayne is a rapper's rapper, like even more so I think than anybody in history. Most people outside of the booth make their name for themselves along with what they do in the booth, and you add it all together and you get the total person. Wayne, since day one, has been a rapper. I rap. This is what I do, and I do it the best. So coming into this, not a lot of expectations for the album, but for the man and the legend and the myth, I did want to hear where he was at now. What about you?
Yeah, I thought my expectations were low. I wasn't really looking forward to this.
You was the biggest Wayne fan you and Quinn were the biggest Wayne fans on earth at one point in time. Say you weren't.
There were several other people bigger Wayne fans than I.
Just you and him.
I would look.
Y'all were 1-2.
His last project, the Carter 5, it was cool. I thought that was it though. I just thought it was cool. I wasn't looking forward to this next Wayne. I know there have been rumors that this was going to come out at the top of the year. That didn't move me or sway me one bit. I thought Carter 5 had certain moments, but he tried too hard to create classic moments and ended up falling flat. We talked about the Wayne that we know from The Best Rapper Alive.
Mixtape Weezy.
He's been dead and gone for years now. So therefore, Wayne got a new album. Okay, like it just Wayne got a new mixtape. Okay, it doesn't really. I'm not looking forward to it. I wasn't hyped about it. Now, with that being said, though, and actually, this was the last thing I listened to on Friday. There were several other projects that I listened to that were new on Friday before I even got to this. I ran to Gotti first. You know what I'm saying? Like Rock Nation Gotti. I was more interested in hearing that than this Young Money Entertainment. No Cash Money Wayne, you know what I'm saying? I had Drake one on here, like, what am I listening to?
Drake one.
With that being said, though, when I listened to it, I thought it started off strong. First, like 8 songs, rest in peace, Kobe. I was like, yo, Wayne's showing some signs of life now, you know what I'm saying? And then about what felt like 24 hours later, the album was still going on. I was like, bro. I can't believe I'm still listening to this album right now. It's the same thing. It's stupid long. I get it. 24, rest in peace, Kobe. The last album, Carter 5, was 22 songs long. So this is what he on right now. Okay, cool. When I had a chance to go back and finished the second half after I had listened to it the first time, I started to piece it together like, hold on, this motherfucker kind of tough. And then that third listen, which is usually when it's either make or break listen, I realized that this Wayne is fucking fire. And Wayne is back.
You gas, man.
Shout out to Wayne. Believe it or not, I don't know what happened to the alien abducted Wayne that we got these last 10 years, this last decade, but this 2020 Wayne is back on his shit. I'm proud to see that he is back on his shit. I'm excited. He's rejuvenated. Wayne is back. Don't nobody call me or hit me up talking about Wayne never left. Yes, he did. We all know he left, but he is back, and I'm glad he's here.
So that's why you try to downplay how big of a fan you were, because you didn't want to step on your lead.
I'm a big fan.
You didn't want to step on your lead there that he's saying he's back, because he's not.
What did you think when you listened to it?
1,000,000% is not back. Some of the times that I hate letting you go first and doing this is because we usually have the same initial thoughts when it comes to some of these things, and I too thought the first 8 I was like, hold on, like, who put this together for Wayne?
Right.
Like, what's going on? This ain't the same Wayne that I've been accustomed to hearing over the past couple of years when he's dropped. Then it tails off. And when I say tails off, I mean tails the fuck off. Mars, fall off the face of the earth. Please don't play this again.
That's not true.
That's 1,000,000% true. Wayne struggled with, at the end of this album, what he struggled with the most of his career, and that's putting everything together, making sure that there's a cohesiveness to his albums, or a cohesiveness to the songs, especially at this stage in his career when he needs to do so, because you can ramble, as we seen with the Nori interview on Drink Champs. Great interview, by the way, but Wayne rambles. So to rile that up, we can't go 24 tracks. Can't do that. And
he paying homage to Kobe, man.
Yeah,
let him do that.
Okay, that's cool. But don't need 24 tracks. So what I would say is I love the first part of the album. Wasn't really here for the second part of the album. Those were my initial takeaways.
Wayne, like, first of all, I think if you look at his last, we even got to the point, and we may have said this on the show, we had a Rappers Who Need to Retire show about 2 years ago. Yeah. Wayne was on that list. We both agreed it was time for him to maybe hang it up, bow out gracefully, because 2010
you said bow wow. I was going to say, yeah.
That's another one who needs to hang it up.
Yeah.
But no, 2010 to 2019 didn't really do Wayne that well. He was going back and forth with the legal shit. He's beefing with Birdman in public. We found out Birdman keeping all the bread. Wayne ain't really had the money like that. Like, it was getting ugly, and we don't want to see our Kobe get traded to the fucking Cavaliers and average 18 points a game. We don't want to see that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it was ugly for him. This project right here is the best he has sounded in a decade. Like, the closest thing was Carter 4, and that came out in 2011. He sounded okay on that too. This is fire though, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. He got the witty ass bars and shit. He got the chuckle out, laugh out loud bars that you got to run back. Like, it's clever shit. I got to give it to him, bro. He's not rapping about eating pussy every other song. Like, this is a new old
he's
Wayne.
Rejuvenated.
Yeah, he's rejuvenated. Like, he hit the fountain of youth, bro.
That's fair, but I think that's giving him a lot of credit, because even where he is now, as far as you saying, hey, you surprised me. That's still ain't up. It ain't a high level of what we expect from Lil Wayne.
This is on par with his older projects that were like the Carter series. He fell off when the whole I Am Not a Human Being, when he thought it was an alien. I honestly think he was the rock star shit. I think he was abducted by aliens for real. Like, his music fell off a cliff through the 2010s. He sound crisp, clear. He showed signs of this on Carter 5. Song with Kendrick Lamar, fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, he shows signs. I like the song with XXX, referring to Carter 5 again. So I knew it was in there somewhere. This, he finally put together a body of work where it actually works. It is all over the place, though.
It seems to go because he's got a more clear head.
That's possible.
He ain't going through the bullshit with Baby, with money issues and troubles, and rapping being the last thing on his mind. Yeah. So I would accredit that to it. I do, like, I was surprised, pleasantly surprised, especially at some of my favorite songs that I took away from it. And if we're getting into that.
What were some of the highlights on the joint?
The intro, I liked that it was banging. But
he snapped on that.
In fact, I Do It, Big Sean and Lil Baby.
That's banging too.
If someone were to tell you that Lil Baby had the best verse on a song with Big Sean and Lil Wayne, you would think they're crazy.
No, they would be lying.
But that actually happened on I Do It. Lil Baby has the best verse on a song with Big Sean and Lil Wayne, and I commend my guy for it. You keep doing your thing out here.
I will say that he has sounded much better lately, and to me,
because you're a hater.
Nah, he's growing on me.
At first, yeah, he's still ripping it like he was from day one. But go ahead.
He ain't been rapping like this though.
Yeah,
shit.
You ain't even listening.
He snapped on this, and he snapped on that Stunning for Vegas project. Like, I promise, I think the Baby wrote that. But go ahead.
He snapped on that called, what did he say, called Gun If You Want Your Birkin. What is that?
I don't listen to Lil Baby like that. But I believe it. He sounded good lately. I can't front.
I Do It. Mamma Mia really reminded me of old Wayne.
Yeah, that's
like
hard.
some Millie type shit. Like, yeah, he was fucking killing.
Agree.
That was one of the ones I ran that back 3 times before I went on to the next song. And if I'm going to keep going, of course, the song Being a James. I like the song with J Rock.
Yeah, with the Kobe tribute at the end.
100%. And the Harden song. Harden was fire.
Yeah. You're naming a lot of songs right now that you like. But go ahead.
I just at 13. That's it. These were the first 13 songs. After that, we out of there. There's nothing else.
No, that's not true.
That's
some of the
fact.
highlights for me, Harden for sure. That's probably the best beat on there, production wise.
Yes.
I like I Do It as well. I will say I like Bastard. That shit is hard, dude. Like you got to run the second half back. This is the problem with albums that are too many tracks too long. Yeah, when they're 50 tracks long, you get fatigue by the time you get to the end. So even if it's good music, you're tired of hearing the same person after an hour. Like it starts to sound like the what's my one. It starts to sound like the fucking Peanuts.
Ironic
teacher.
as it is to say, most rappers aren't entertaining enough to hold your attention for an hour.
That's a long time.
Yeah, most rappers are just not that entertaining.
Some can switch up their voice, and maybe if you Drake, you can sing, and that diversifies it a little bit. But if you just rapping, man, bruh, you're gonna get tired.
Especially in today's time, sir.
That's why I say the second half is a little bit better than what you're giving the credit for. But that happened to me too when I first listened. Another highlight for me are the very throwback Wayne-esque bars. Like he has a very unique way with his words and way of connecting the same words that mean 2 different things. He's really good at that. Like, and he's
double entendre.
Yeah, exactly. So where his subject matter isn't super deep, so to speak, the way he presents it is clever. So that, I mean, it's all money, cash, hoes at the end of the day, but the way he puts it is, it makes you think, it's entertaining, it's laugh out loud in a good way, and I think Wayne was back to that. So I was excited about that. Now, what didn't work? Because there's some things that didn't work.
The whole second half.
The production on here is hit or miss. It gave me an independent vibe, kind of like Jeezy production.
No, get the fuck out of here.
That last Jeezy produced album, I said that on there, it sounded like an independent album, and he recorded it out his homeboy's closet. The beats are just some look cool.
Wait, did Jeezy said this or you said this?
No, I'm saying it.
Okay.
Like they sound low budget.
So you're hating.
No, the production isn't as high quality as a major label album's production would be. They got the big dog budget.
Is Young Money Records a label, man?
And you don't see Universal or Cash Money behind it no more. Exactly. So, nigga, that budget might not be the same. It's only in certain songs, though. It's not the whole thing. He's got enough to balance it out. If I had to go songs that didn't work at all, Sights and Silencers with The Dream. Oh, my God. I do not need a duet with Wayne and The Dream in any year. I don't care, 2020, 2010, 05, none of that shit. And also Clap For Him. As soon as I heard Shake That Ass Like a Salt Shaker, I can go ahead and hit next. There's nothing on that record for me. I can go ahead and skip that. I get it. That'll probably ring off in the clubs, down south in New Orleans. All of that. Y'all have fun with the bounce joints. I'm good on that. It's not going to move me. But other than that, though, man, the album is strong. What songs stood out to you like, nah, these ain't it?
I'm good off that Get Out of My Head with XXXTentacion.
Put some respect on XXX.
Good.
Rest in peace.
Good on that piano trap. I ain't
what?
Like that. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh,
absolutely
my God.
good on that.
That's one of the better beats on that. That motherfucker hard. You gotta run that back, bro.
I may have to run that back, but I got to the point where I was fatigued of the album, and the Sights and Silences with The Dream is
that's terrible.
1,000,000% no go.
That's terrible.
Somebody almost should be fired behind.
I'm glad they're not beefing though. They both have Baby by Nivea, so it's glad there's no beef right there. That's cool.
They're Eskimo brothers.
Yeah, they're Eskimo brothers. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That they working together.
You think they talked about Nivea?
They had to, bro. You can't be in a room with somebody.
Y'all got a baby by the same shit.
Come on, man. It's got to come up. It's the elephant in the room. But nah, you need to. This is what you need to do. Next time you listen to the album, start at
I'm not listening to this again.
Wow. Start at like 14.
Not listening.
Take out them old ass UGK albums you listening to, still in rotation from '88, and put in some new 2020 Wayne, bro. It's worth listening.
Yeah, I listened. I listened.
If you had to give it a rating, what are you giving this Wayne? This
is 3 mics, easy.
We don't do mics, we do reels.
3 reels, 3 mics, 3 reels. People know what it is. That's what is that, banging?
It's good worth streaming.
Yeah, good worth streaming. I'm gonna go with that. It's good worth streaming. You should check it out maybe one time. Don't save maybe save 2 or 3 songs and you out of there. You don't need to hear this again.
This album is 4 reels. It's a fire. I'm proud of Wayne, man. I promise.
You're a Wayne fan, as I said in the beginning. I'm glad I disclaimed that before you got into this, and people were like, what the fuck is he talking about?
People listening to the show that have been listening to us for 330 some episodes know where I stand in my Wayne fandom. Hey, he's nowhere near the top.
You know what? I knew you before this show started.
And he's nowhere near the bottom.
I knew you before this show started. You're a pretty big Wayne fan.
I'm a middle of the pack Wayne fan.
Absolutely not.
I do have questions though.
Yeah.
Wayne says he has 20 more albums ready.
20 more?
He said that. Literally, he's at the number 20.
I didn't hear that.
How many of them do you want to hear?
None. This
is it. Everybody can't retire, dude.
You just said before this started that you thought that he should retire.
That was 2 years ago when we did our episode.
With that being said, I don't think that rap is fun to Wayne. I feel like that he's really good at it, so he does it because he's really good at it. I was listening to him on Drink Champs, and he said that I work every day still. Like all I do, I rap. I don't know who these other people are. Nigga thought 21 Savage was a group of dancers. Yeah. He didn't know what TDE or QC was, and he wasn't dissing them when he said that. I say all of this to say, there's only so much that you can rap about, bro. 20 albums worth if you ain't got no context of what's going on in the world. People want to hear personally how you feel and think about stuff as a rapper.
But would you be able to tell that he was that out of touch listening to this album, though? You don't get that vibe listening to this album.
20 more albums you would, though. That's what I'm saying.
Like, no, we don't need 20 more albums of anybody that's out right now.
So what I'm saying, if it's spread out over 20 albums, all the good stuff probably could be on one. The nigga told me, yeah, if Wayne told me I got one more album that I'm doing, it's the walk off, I know this, like, yes, I want to hear that. Right. But at 38-year-old Wayne being like, nigga, I got 20 of them on tuck. Like, wow, I'm on. No.
Not 20 songs, people. 20 albums,
yeah, like, I'm good, bro. Like, nah. Like, at this point in time, the content that he's releasing needs to be a lot more personable. At this age in his career. That's the reason that Jay-Z has been able to do what he did at this age in his career. Your man's Kanye switched over. He's a lot more personable in his music. Drake is the reason he's famous. The people that are at the top of the rap game, if Wayne wants to be there and continue to release albums, he has to be a lot more personable in his music, and having 20 albums in the tuck, that ain't it.
Wayne is only 30. He by
30-something.
Okay. Yeah. Man, that's relatively young.
Yeah, Jay's 50.
That's what I'm saying.
So he got
him
at least 20-something years to still be doing it.
To put these 20 albums out.
That's a perfect example. Jay-Z, you can tell that he knows what's going on. Like, that's, I feel like, a reason that he doesn't do the interviews, because he would have to sit there and lie about, well, I mean, I don't know about this, that, and the third as far as gossip, but you know he does.
Yeah, he in touch with it.
Genuinely has no fucking clue. Like, you could tell that he wasn't playing at all when Nori was asking him about this stuff, and he was like looking at Nori like he had 4 eyes.
What does Wayne do when he wake up? How do you not know?
He says he watches SportsCenter. He said he watches ESPN all day. Then he'll go skate. Then he'll go record. Then he'll go to the club, and then he does it again.
In between all of that, you have to listen to the radio. You got to be listening to some. You just not listening to beats. Man, bro, I don't believe that,
bro. Like, think about it. If you wake up,
Pac in the studio.
When you listening to this music?
On the way someplace.
To the club or something?
What I look like going to the club?
I'm talking about Wayne.
Yeah. Or in the club. He ain't heard of 21 bank account. You didn't say, who is that? Like, come on, bro. What are you doing? I wasn't biting that shit, bro. You can't be that clueless of your own craft.
I mean, you bring up a good point. So, like,
not knowing tennis is one thing, but you don't know rap.
Lil Wayne like tapping McMahon and being like, man, that's bang. Who is that right there?
Why wouldn't he say that?
Like, I don't get that from Wayne. You get that from Wayne?
He's a regular dude. He loves this shit.
He's a weirdo. Like, you clearly didn't watch that interview. He's definitely not a regular dude. Like, I could see you saying that about J. Cole, Even a Kendrick Lamar to like tap like a punch. What's this right here? Like that's dope. Like Wayne is 1 million. Unless he putting on a hell of an act, he is 1 million. I could see him sitting in the club and you asking him when he left, like what was banging? Like I don't know.
Oh my god!
Like literally everybody probably going up, but beside him and everything, he has no context of what's going on.
That's nuts. I do have one more question though. It's about features. Now, this is it's 24 tracks on this album. It's a lot, but it's not a ton of features though. Like it's not no compilation type shit.
Right.
If you could have an artist do a feature on here on any one of these songs, you got somebody in mind for a track?
I do.
Who that?
You gonna hate this. My guy Young Thug should have been on here somewhere.
Oh my god!
And I don't really know what song as far as that, but I do. Harden actually.
Oh, Hater blew it.
Came through, done his Young Thug thing, and that would have been a hit.
He was supposed to be on here too.
I want to hear Young Thug, Wayne, and Travis work together. I don't know what song it would have been. Because Travis creates his own vibe, but
True.
I do feel like it was something that may have been missing. That would have been like the official passing of the torch.
Yeah, because they were beefing at one point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see them put it all to behind them and them three do a song. Travis wasn't in the beef.
Right.
But Wayne and Thug were beefing. I would love to see them do some work together.
Thank
Wayne,
God
Thug,
he didn't
Travis,
get on that
held
hard.
on fire.
Woo.
What you got?
I would have taken my boy DaBaby and Wayne together would have been
He
dope.
do the same verse he been doing the last 3 years.
No, and put him on that Not
Look
Me.
at my rocks. They got rocks. Rock, blah, blah,
That
blah,
doesn't
blah.
sound anything like DaBaby at all.
Said. That's what he said in his last shit.
I would have put him on that Not Me, which is fire. Who gonna tell? Who gonna pop me? Not me. Ooh, and then, hey, he talk about the Walmart shit. Like that's right up the baby alley, bro. Like he is here for that type of shit, dude.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Nah, it would have been banging.
He need the baby on there too.
That's what I'm saying. He would have snapped. Go listen to that and then hear the baby on that. He was snapped.
That's decent.
Make that happen, y'all. Hey, let us know what y'all think of this Lil Wayne funeral album. Is he back? Did he never leave? Am I overrating it? Is Lou right? Is this just some slaw? Like, I don't know.
I didn't say it was no slaw. I said it was good word streaming. You're doing a good job of putting my clips out there. Our mom hit me up about you.
That's my dog
putting
right
my slandering my name out there with clips you putting out there. I need to get another editor on these. I gotta get somebody to edit these clips other than you. My mom was like, "Did you say?"
Yep.
No.
He said it, Mom. Get him.
Chris manipulating the footage.
Go to Facebook in the rap chat. Let us know what you think about this, Wayne. Don't go nowhere. We'll be bike.
Flashback. Live with the man, badass. You know how he get in. I love him, bro. Who's the badass on Deck TV? You already know they're live in Nashville. Holding it down for all my real niggas. That's real. Keep it locked on Deck TV.
We are back. It's the OndeckTV podcast. What you got, man? We got some wins and losses to close out.
Wins and losses. Starting out with the big fat L, the babyface killer, Fabulous, Fabalous. He lost out on a role in The Sopranos because they said that he looked too young next to the Italian mobsters.
Stop it. I'm not biting this at all. Fab is my guy, and I don't want to make it seem like a grown man just told a lie. But man, bro, what has Fab acted on since?
You don't remember that?
No. What are you
don't
talking
remember the rapper
about?
being on The Sopranos though?
I remember Lord Jamar was on The Sopranos.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was on the stretcher. He was
what?
With the rap dude. He was with the little rap dude on that episode.
Oh, he got shot. Okay.
Yeah.
So you remember who the rapper was that was supposed to be Fab?
Who was it?
Bokeem Woodbine.
Bro, Fab not playing that role.
He was supposed to be Bokeem Woodbine.
Who would you rather have?
Bokeem Woodbine or Fabulous?
Acting? Yes. Who would you rather? Exactly. Fab went to do the role. He was some slaw, and they called somebody that knew what the fuck they would do.
I don't know if I'm taking Bokeem Woodbine, though.
He was going to play himself? Like, come on, bro. You can play yourself if you look young,
Soprano.
dude.
That's true. That is true. The rapper's name was Massive Genius.
He couldn't play himself.
They were going to call him Massive Genius. You know, that's funny.
Don't call me that shit. Call
Massive
me
Genius. Pastor Troy, your man's walking around with the WWE belt, was caught in the heat this weekend, went on an IG rant, said his little boy told those quote-unquote punks at Applebee's to get off his TV screen, and he doesn't support that. Big L for Pastor Troy. What do you think?
Yeah, no, he went on a nice little IG rant talking about Lil Nas X and said, if this is what I have to do to get a Grammy, I guess I'll never get one. Now, PT, Pastor Troy is my guy.
Why?
You're not getting a Grammy anyway, bro. You can put this on. You can put whatever you want to put on, PT. You my guy. I fuck with Pastor Troy. His first album's a classic. But you're not getting a Grammy in 2020 and beyond, bro. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Where did you find that picture, though? Like, that was the picture that you picked when this nigga talking about somebody else's clothes, this nigga look like Bob Marley, dude. Wait, he just got back from Jamaica, didn't he?
PT, my guy, man. But god damn, bro. He actually he was cool up until the Applebee's when he started that.
Cool.
No, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal if he had left it at that.
Because he shouldn't have said anything about this. You had a problem with this, Pastor Troy. You keep that between you and your son. You ain't got nothing to do with what Lil Nas X wears to the Grammys. He did not win a Grammy because he had on that pink suit. That is not true, bro. Like, come on, man. Stop playing. A W for Roddy Ricch. His album returned to #1. It's the third time since the album has dropped that Roddy Ricch has sit atop the rap chart. So big dub going out to him.
Big W. He dethroned Eminem 3 times this year. He has hit #1. He has been cooking this year.
So you like Roddy Ricch but not Young Thug?
Yeah, first of all,
crazy,
shout out to me for saying that Roddy Ricch would be popping this time last year.
So you like Roddy Ricch but not Young Thug?
I'm ahead of the game. Yeah, his album is dope though, man. I think he needs to do a video for that Roll Dice.
It's the same thing.
I can understand what he's saying. I can't understand Young Thug. I don't know what he's saying. It's
not true.
And neither do you. And neither do the people listening to us.
It sounds good though.
No,
just like I don't know what this nigga saying.
I do. Down with the box.
Exactly.
Down with the box.
This a whole what's the Cash App line? People thought he was saying Cash App. He wasn't even saying Cash App.
I thought he was saying Cash App.
He said Cash Out.
No, he said Cash Out.
He says Cash Out. It's in the lyrics thing.
Oh, that's some slaw, man. Cash Out makes more sense.
Cash Out makes a lot more sense, but he's saying Cash Out.
Man, hey, listen, Ondecker of the week. I'm going to
G-Eazy.
Oh, my God.
G-Eazy, young Gerald, bring it home. We see you out there, boy. We see you.
You let me down, Megan. You letting me down. The
Get
real
some cream for that coffee.
The real Ondecker of the week
G-Eazy
is in the Facebook rap chat. Shout out to our guy Frank Nitty the Don. He put a video that I would have never listened to if he hadn't put it in here. He put Boosie Badass's "Living Is Winning" video featuring his son. And he said, this is why I fuck with Boosie with 3 flames. So I clicked it and that song was fire. Shout out to you, Frank Nitty, for putting me on that Boosie. Again, I would have never clicked on that if he hadn't done that.
The world is starting to realize why Boosie had so many fans, like a cult fan for base, because his personality, he felt like a person that you grew up with, that you knew, your brother, your cousin, whatever,
yeah.
But he's super relatable, and people are starting to realize that with the IG stuff and the things that he does, so he doesn't have to worry about making a #1 album, if that makes sense. So
that's a fact.
I'm happy for it.
That was a super dope song. That was on his latest album that came out kind of under the radar. I still won't listen to it, but that song was fire, no doubt. Thank you, Frank Nitty. Hey, man, make sure y'all go to youtube.com.
What you putting the people on this week, man?
Oh, shit. I was going to put the people on youtube.com/realville. You like what I did right there?
Nice little save.
What you got to put me on, though?
I am putting people on the Iowa caucus.
Okay.
The Iowa caucus is this week, man. It's the first step of the primaries for the presidential nomination for the Democrats. So y'all check that out, man. Make sure that y'all are abreast to what's going on.
You let me know how that goes. I'm going to put the people on the best album of the year so far. It is Cy Ari the Kid. It Was Unwritten. Fire.
He did with some good stuff on there.
That's a dope project, and I feel like if this was somebody with a bigger name, it would be getting more looks because it's a well put together body of work.
Cash Money, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that's over though. This shit is fire though. So shout out to him. Kudos to Cy Ari, man. That's a dope album. It's the best album so far.
He from Atlanta, right? Atlanta's own.
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought he was from Atlanta.
No, I think he was top. Cy Ari, come on the show. Let us know where you're from.
Thank you from Atlanta.
YouTube.com/realville, man. We will see y'all next week.
And we out.